Welcome, everyone. My name is Gina, and I'm your host for today. And I'm very excited to have with us today Nancy Strachan. Good morning, Nancy.
Good morning, Gina. Good morning, world.
That's a beautiful backdrop behind you. I think you're going to tell us a touch about that as we go into your program today. So, first, Nancy, why don't you tell us a bit about yourself and your association with the organization?
I'm happy to. I've been involved with soul support for at least now 25 years, initially through just reading the book I Remember Union, but then I went through one of our programs called Soul Recognition, and at that moment decided this is what I wanted to do for the rest of my life, and that was 20 years ago when I got involved more deeply. So I am what is known in our community as a soul recognition facilitator, and I also teach, not teach, but I am signed off as a facilitator of another thing called Heart Thread. And now my third leg of my deep support in this work is with the Heart of the World flower essences. So I'm so happy to be here to talk to you about that. It's one of my favorite subjects.
Well, I have personally used the Heart of the World program and have found it very, very valuable at a particular
Thank you.
point in my life, and so I'm very happy to have you here, sharing information for those that could take advantage of that as well. So, why don't you tell us a little bit about that program?
Well, the essences are unique. There are many systems of flower essences well known around the world, but these are unique in that they have been given to us under the auspices of Mary Magdalene. These essences work at the subatomic level, and they help us to become much more in tune with who we came to be, with our original design. And they do that by helping us access through this system of 16 essences, as I said, our subatomic energy. They're very powerful. They're based on what our four principles in soul support are, which is order, light, truth, and union. So the main purpose is to help with the planet, the growth, the acceleration, the coming together into oneness of the people on the planet. So this is for the advancement of humanity, not just for the individuals to take it. So I'm deeply honored to be a part of something that has such a huge gift to offer the world. And it's been an exciting journey, learning more and more as time evolves, how these match the needs of humanity. We've only had them since 2019, and they seem to, as the planetary needs change, and our world is in chaos, and so these seem to have risen to the occasion to help us through these times of chaos and a lot of tension on the planet.
Well, that's great. Can you tell us a bit about where the original essences came from?
Yes, I'm a long time, 50 years I've been going to France, and many times to the south of France. And in the last 20 years, particularly involved with sacred sites connected to Magdalene and the Holy Family, post-crucifixion sites for the Essene community in France and so forth. So in 2019, after being commissioned by Magdalene in a trip that I was there in 2018, I began documenting the flowers, and I asked Magdalene to give me some guidance about what my work with the flowers might be. And she more or less commissioned me to go back to France and to harvest the flowers that I've been documenting. And they come from four different major sacred sites. One of them is, if you see me, I am sitting in a meadow at a place called the Valley of God, La Valdu. And behind me is a very specific place, a very holy place called Mount Bugarash. So they were harvested from Mount Bugarash, which has a connection with the Essene family, and La Valdu, and nearby Rennes-le-Château. And the other primary place we harvested them was in the valley, on the mountain, and at the grotto at St. Baume, which has a lot of historical connection with Mary Magdalene. It's a well-known pilgrimage site, and she has a cave. There's a cave that she's reputed to have lived in for many years. So all these sacred sites contributed, flowers to this program. So it was amazing how they all came together, and during our journey, they made themselves known to us. And so we respectfully harvested them from these very, very sacred places.
Did you originally start? I think you said you have 16 now. Is that how it started?
Yes, we've stayed with the same 16. At the time, we thought, this was pre-COVID when we gathered, and we thought we'd go back the next year and add more to it, and that hasn't happened yet. Mm-hmm. But the original 16, we still have all those. And if you'd like, I can give you a couple examples of what some of them are, but they have evolved. We haven't added new flowers to them. It's just that the existing component, has evolved. And that may be unique when I say, they've evolved. We didn't add any more flowers. We just, Magdalene upgraded them. So that, to be clear about that.
Okay. So yeah, why don't you tell us about a couple of maybe, I don't know, the more utilized ones?
Well, everybody has used, all 16 from one time or another, but we found that several have been particularly useful. The two oaks that we have one from the oak at near Rennes-le-Chateau and one at La Valdue. We found that those help strengthen and unify people. We do have some very powerful ones from Mount Bougarache. One is the heather, and that helps people in the assurance of their own divinity. And also, originally it was for a lot of people used it for boundaries. This, because it was gathered on the boundary of Bougarache, it had a lot to support people with their boundary issues, interpersonal boundary issues. But now it's evolved into being more of helping people to honor and anchor and deepen their own divinity and accept that more fully. The other one that's really very powerful is one called the Disciple of Light, and that's lavender from Mount Bougarache. And that is helping us in our quest for non-duality, to be in oneness. And we become disciples of light when we agree to take this one that helps support non-duality. There's some that represent peace and trust and harmony and visibility, being seen for who you are, not being afraid to step into your own power and into what you came to be. Then there's some other ones that are about love and absolution, and those obviously would be the roses from St. Baume. The number 14 rose has helped to reduce trauma. A lot of my clients have had very severe issues, and specifically I have women in Rwanda. I have a minister in Rwanda, and women who've lost children. I work with mothers of handicapped children, and those women have had just unbelievable loss, and this has helped them on their journey and their journey of grief. So I'm honored that we could support them in that way. And then the one with unconditional love has helped heal people's relationships, not only current, but going back generations. It helps heal the feminine, mm-hmm. the relationships with our mothers. So it goes back generations. One of the things Magdalene said that I most remember about all of these essences is that all of the flowers in all of these are connected to all the flowers in all the world. So it's not just one little drop of something in the bottle that we're getting. It's all the support from all the flower kingdoms. So it's tiny, it's small, it's subatomic, but it's very, very powerful because it's connected and supported by all these kingdoms and all these systems. So it's very, very beautiful and very, very unique in that way. Wow. But I've had so many reports from so many clients about how it's helped them in what they need in that moment. Even though when some of them have been prescribed, they go, really, that's the one? And then later they go, you were exactly right. That was exactly what I needed in that moment. So I am always, always so pleased when the message matches the needs of the person.
That's Beautiful, Nancy. I think that was a fabulous description. I don't even know that I've heard it in that detail previously. So thank you for sharing it. Very, very understandable and user friendly. Can you tell the listeners how they might go about having a session? What does a session look like? Also, maybe you describe that first.
Yeah, getting a session is really easy. My access points and the access points of all distributors are on the Soul Support website. And as you said before, that Soul Support Systems, plural.org. And there's a whole list of programs and projects and offerings that we have. And you just go to that website and scroll down until you see a beautiful stained glass image of Magdalene. And that's your portal on the website to all this information about each essence and everything you need to know about the essences and each distributor's name and phone number and email is listed. We have distributors here in the United States, in Quebec and Canada, in Wales, which is the UK connection. We just sent some to Israel for distribution, and another lady just took some to Portugal. So we're quite international with them. So all those older distributors' names are on there. And as the other two come in line in the Holy Land, Israel, and in Portugal, we'll add them we just got them to them. So we're in the process of getting them listed eventually. But it's soulsupportsystems.org. Now, to have a consultation with me or Flo or Denise, any of the people who are distributors, you just simply call us or email us and ask us for a time. It's usually 15 to 20 minute consult, and we'll review with you. And we ask a lot of what this work is in Soul Support is about being in self-authority. So it's not like we tell you everything and this is our gospel truth and you must, we have all the answers. We work with you in your own self-authority to come to an agreement, to come to a place of you're knowing what you need, and we're just affirming that. And we have a way to help douse the exact amounts you need, the sequence, when to take them, and all that. So the consult is just kind of coming together after you've reviewed the offerings that we have and feeling into what's your current needs. And then I'll be happy to, or any of the other ones, happy to work with you. And we ship them out and send the instructions with them, how many drops, how many times a day and all that. And they are only $30 a bottle, which is for the powerful essences that you're getting is quite reasonable for what you get. And the consults I have found sometimes can go beyond 15 minutes, but that's the minimum we'd need to set aside. We get all your contact information and all those things, but it's very simple. We invite Magdalene to come and overlight it and be with us in a real deep and full way. And it's done with a lot of prayer. These were created with prayer. And there's just so much divine energy in these that no matter what aspect of the work we're doing, whether we're in a consult, whether we're in the field in France, asking the flowers if they want to come, the whole process is overlit by the wisdom and the love of Mary Magdalene.
That's beautiful, Nancy. Thank you for sharing your information, your wisdom, your experience with us. I think that this has been a great informational session for folks interested and curious about the Heart of the World Essences, the program, and hopefully many people will take advantage of it because I can, as I said earlier, speak from personal experience that it was a significant tool in my life when I needed it, and will continue to use it going forward in various things that happen and are in front of me in my life that I might need assistance or guidance with. So again, thanks, Nancy.
It's been my pleasure. My deep honor. Thank you.
All right. And we will, to our listeners, say goodbye. Thank you for joining us. Please visit the soulsupportsystems.org website for more information about the Heart of the World Essences, as well as the other programs that we offer. Bye for now.
Bye, Gina. Bye, y'all.